Hello and welcome to another adventure of Esther's Kitchen Adventures. And tonight we're going to make a creamy firecracker sausage pasta made from some Johnsonville Firecracker spicy sausage and some penne pasta. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in some olive oil. And you want about a tablespoon of olive oil. And you're going to stir that around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in the sausage. What you want to do is get this browned on all sides. And this is one full package of sausage cut up. I've never had this sausage before, so but we're going to do this for about 3 to 4 minutes and get it good and browned on all sides. And then once that happens, we're going to put it aside so that way we can cook our onions and garlic and everything. So let's let this cook. All right, when you give it a good stir. You want to get brown on both sides. All right, now that you get this good and browned on all sides, and by the way, we're doing this on medium-high heat. The next step is we're actually going to take these off. And then we're going to add a half of a white onion that's already been pre-chopped. Then add some garlic. All right, now we want to cook the onion. And we want to cook this for about 3 minutes. Let it absorb some of the juices. And you just want it to get kind of translucent. All right, now you want to add some garlic. It's about a clove, maybe 2 cloves. I'm just using the minced garlic. I'm going to stir that around for about 30 seconds or so. That way you don't burn the garlic. And at the same time you're doing this, you can be cooking your pasta. Like I said, I'm using some penne pasta. We're going to be using some gluten-free penne rigate pasta. That's going to be made from corn and rice. It's okay, from here you want to start making your sauce. So what we want to do is add 1 can of Rotel. And I'm just using the original Rotel flavoring. And you don't want to drain it. You want to add half a cup of chicken broth. I'm going to give it a quick stir. And then we're going to add some heavy cream. Okay, get that nice and mixed in. And you want 1 cup of heavy cream. You want to bring this to a gentle simmer. And then once it's simmering, we want to add our spices, which will be smoked paprika and some black pepper. All right, as you can see, it's coming to a gentle simmer. So what we're going to do is give it a good stir. And then we're going to add our smoked paprika and black pepper. That's about a tablespoon of both. And get that nice and mixed in. And this is where the creamy part's going to come from, because we're going to start adding some cheese. And this will be 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese that are cut up into cubes. Give it that nice creamy texture. And when we add the cheese, we're going to lower it to low. So let me go ahead and get that lowered here. So you can either get an 8-ounce container, or it's half of the one big Velveeta blocks. Then you want to get this nice and melted. All right, now that the Velveeta is nice and melted, we're going to add a cup of Monterey Jack. And you want that to get nice and melted as well. It doesn't take as long for the Monterey Jack to melt as the Velveeta. Make sure you scrape the sides, that way the cheese doesn't stick to the sides. And when you see that the cheese is all melted up, now is when you want to re-add your sausage. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in. Stir those around, make sure you get them good and creamy, covered with the sauce. Then the pasta that you've already cooked, this is when you add your pasta. And I used a 12-ounce box. Okay. I'm going to put a little in and stir it up at a time. You want to get it nice and coated. The nice thing about this meal is you can do it for leftovers for the week as well. Or if you have a family of 4, it will definitely feed your family of 4. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add a cup of spinach. And you can put this in frozen, fresh, but I've already cooked mine up. So you want to stir that up, make sure it gets nice and creamy for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then if you want some more cheese, you can always put some Parmesan cheese on top. Almost need a bigger pan. All right, and there you have it. Creamy firecracker sausage pasta. Hope you enjoy it.